Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Jehovah's Witnesses, we've been told and taught that we are being persecuted by the world because we are God's chosen people. But there is a problem with that. In your teaching of Watchtower's literature, yes, you are God's chosen people. But that is not what the Bible teach. The Bible teach the nation of Israel, the Jews, was never rejected by Christ or by God, and was not rejected by Charles T. Russell. That's what I said. Israel was not rejected by Charles T. Russell. He knew the Jews had a purpose, and through them there would be salvation, because Jesus is our mediator. His own words to the lady at the well: we know what we know, we worship what we worship. Salvation is through the Jews. Now, he did not say, and never said, salvation will be in the future, and it will not be the Jews. He never said that. So, are we supposed to believe Watchtower's teaching, or believe what the Bible says? Now, I found an audio from the Bible students, and did the Bible students choose Jehovah's Witnesses to be the spiritual Jews or replacement of the Jews? Let's see what they say.
We're going to consider today 12 Bible promises to Israel that have been or are being fulfilled in our day. And we'll look at the agenda for today. First, we'll talk about the scriptures that show that God still chooses Israel. Now, even though we know that this is the age, the gospel age for the church, Israel is still very much part of God's plan. Secondly, we'll look at 12 specific promises that are given in the scriptures, and those that are being fulfilled in our day. Third, we're going to talk about the current battle Israel is under and what the future holds for them. We turn back to Amos, the 3rd chapter, verse 2. We read about Israel. You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities. Two things are prevalent in this particular scripture. One is that God isolated Israel from the rest of the world for a purpose, to make them a holy people. And much of the punishment that they've had, much of the difficulties they've encountered, are either result from, in the days of the prophets, Israel's own disobedience, but also the fact that I believe that they are God's chosen people for the earth, and it has resulted in their isolation from much of the rest of the world and encountering much of the difficulties they've had to go through. There never was a second plan for God. It's important for us to understand that he only had one plan. Israel was to play a special role. They were not only to be a promised people.
Now, you just heard he only had one plan. He didn't have an alternative plan to reject the Jews and choose Jehovah's Witnesses. No, that's not what the Bible students saying here.
promised land. But they were to be the channel for the Messiah, who would come as their deliverer and as the deliverer for the whole world. That's why God chose them, because of their fathers, and maintained that position with them. Very important for us to understand that God never cast them off from that, said they failed, so I'm going to try it different.
Who cast the Jews away? Was it Christ? No. Was it God? No. It was Judge Rutherford. He cast the Jews out, and saying that Jehovah's Witnesses replaced them because he wanted glory for the Bible students who stayed faithful to him, and they became Jehovah's Witnesses. So he made it that they was God's chosen people, and the Bible students never taught that, and Charles T. Russell never told the Bible students that they were replacement of the Jews. That was Judge Rutherford.
This was his plan from the beginning. Let's look at the promise he gave to Abraham in Genesis chapter 12, verse 3. He said, I will bless those who bless you, and the one who curses you I will curse. And in you all the families of the earth will be blessed. That promise was made to Abraham. It was made to all his descendants. Those who blessed them were blessed, and we can find that over and over in the scriptures again. Those that were kind to Israel and helped, God bless them. And I believe it still takes place today.
And that is true. You know why? Because watchtowers cursed the Jews. That's the reason their headquarters is on a dump site, and they are in big trouble because their God Jehovah never told them that they was not to buy that piece of property because it has poison chemicals on there. So that means two things. One, they are being cursed by God. Two, they are not God's chosen people because there's so many Jehovah's Witnesses coming out of this religion, right and left. Because they're going to the Royal Commission, Jake, J-A-K-K-E, Control, YouTube channel, and finding out they can't be God's chosen people because they're hiding so many pedophiles all over the world, and over 1,006 cases or victims that none of the cases ever went to the police. So why would God deliberately turn his back on the Jews and pick a wicked, corrupt religion using a fake name that was made by the Catholics, and they call themselves the only true religion? Let's continue.
I have encountered many people who had showed favor toward Israel in one way or another, and as a result they have had blessings. But those who curse them have always run into difficulties and challenges, even though it appears that they may be winning for a while. Importantly,
and that's Jehovah's Witnesses. They looked like they was winning till the internet came in the picture. Oh my gosh, Jehovah never told the government body to help to destroy the internet because it was going to destroy Jehovah and the Jehovah's Witnesses and the false prophecies of Watchtower. Sorry, but we got an airplane just flew over us. No, it's not the the government body flying away yet, but sooner or later they will hide from the rest of the world when their evil deeds will be caught up with them for all the corruptness they have destroyed the lives of all Jehovah's Witnesses by their calling themselves the anointed Jehovah Witnesses, the spiritual Jews, and they are no Jews or spiritual Jew.
The second part of that promise, in you all the families of the earth will be blessed. That was a promise God made to Abraham because of his faith, and it's a promise that wouldn't be revoked. Gentiles, ourselves included, have been grafted into that promise, but it's not a replacement for the promise that was made to him.
Hear that, Jehovah's Witnesses? Even from the Bible students teaching, you are not a replacement. You are grafted in with the Jews. No, you can't be grafted in because you're a dangerous religion. You are a cult. So you can't be grafted in the tree with the Jews unless y'all witnesses get out of this false teaching, corrupt organization. And that's the only way you can be grafted with that tree that God set from beginning of foundation for the Jews to be the chosen ones, not a book company that claims to be a religion and deliberately turned their backs on God's chosen people and chose themselves a replacement when Christ never, ever said that there will be a replacement for his people.
Israel. That root of Israel brings support to all the branches, including the branches of the Gentiles. Let's read what Paul has to say in Romans 11:17 about Israel. He says, "And if some of the branches be broken off, and thou," mentioning the Gentiles, "being a wild olive tree, were grafted in among them, and with them partakest of the root and fatness of the olive tree." What does Paul tell us here? He says that the church is spiritually tied to Israel. We have the same God. We're part of that same promise, but yet distinct from what was made of Israel, grafted in among them. We were not an afterthought, but we were not a replacement for Israel.
So if you're studying to be a Jehovah's Witness, or if you are a Jehovah's Witness, the Bible students do have their flaws just like you. They are a cult. They teach false teaching. But this part here, they are telling the truth. Christ will establish his kingdom in Jerusalem. And out of Jerusalem, the truth will come forth. Not in Warwick, New York, the dump site of toxic chemicals that Jehovah's Witnesses is working there for free to building this headquarters for the governing body who controls every life person of every Jehovah's Witness. Please, people, wake up and quit smoking Watchtower wacky weed.